baby's doing today. So, I know you see the title and you're just like, finally, you done promised me this from last year, from yesterday. Like, where is it? It's here. It's here. You guys have been messaging me all over, asking when are the reno videos coming. Here they are. Here it is. So, this is going to be the video of my renovation process for my kitchen. It's not my dream kitchen, but I think it's pretty damn close, especially when you see where it started from. So let's get into the video. Alright guys, so this video is gonna be in two parts just because I want it to be super informative. So I want to walk you through the entire renovation process, just because if you're not using a contractor or just like somebody to guide you through the entire process, there's a lot of things that I feel like you need to know that I felt like I wish I had known before I started the process. So I just really want to make sure that I get all that information out there, and then we can move into all the fancy things. So let me give you a overview of what the kitchen looks like before we started this long ass overwhelming process.
Okay, so this is what the kitchen is looking like for right now. We're gonna change out all of these cabinets, or the idea is to change out all of these cabinets. Maybe give us a nice big pantry here or here, depending what's best utilization of the space. Get a nice little hood for the stove. We want to change out these windows, but the reality is that probably can't afford it, so probably won't. We're gonna change out the sink. Don't mind all the things that are in here. The people that we bought the house from haven't really taken their stuff out yet.
So a major feature of homes or older homes in Jamaica are gypsum tile ceilings. Me hate gypsum tile ceilings. So when I bought this house, all of it had gypsum tiles, like all of it, and I was just like, if it's one thing I'm changing, that's what I'm changing. If I'm gonna keep the house as is, dirty ass, old ass, the ceiling won't change. So we changed out all the ceilings from gypsum ceilings to drywall. Now the kitchen only has one window and it's not to the outside of the house because the house there were rooms added on after. So there's no real natural light coming into the kitchen. So I knew that when I was changing out the ceilings that we had to get a lot of light so in there could be nice and bright, and you know, it could just feel vibrant. So fast forward, renovation has started. The first thing we do is, of course, pull down all of the gypsum tiles, and it was full of dust and grime and like how do people live here, and it was nasty. Like when they pulled that dish down, like if you didn't have a mask, your sinus drained right away. So they pulled down all of the ceilings, and it's just the bare wood bearings of what your ceiling and roof are, and you're like, ow. But it's renovations get ugly before they get beautiful, okay? You just have to remind yourself of that end goal that you're aiming for, because, oh baby, you guys watch HGTV renovation videos, like you know anything what can go wrong will go wrong. Like, if you have a smooth reno, like the Lord has blessed you. So when we took down the gypsum ceilings, we realized that there was a lower level in the kitchen. So the kitchen wasn't all one level.
So we wanted to do tray ceilings in here, and as I was telling you, this part of the ceiling is a lot lower than the rest of it, so we couldn't get the design that we wanted. So what we ended up doing was, you can see where the old ceiling was, so we're gonna lower it just a bit, and that's where this little thing is, and then raise it up to where you see that piping is now, so we can get the height that way. So it's just gonna come out, I think what we agreed on was 16 inches, and then go up 10 and then go straight across. So this is just the framing to get that done. So yeah, so they put up the framing, we're gonna finish up the electrical, and then we'll put up the drywall and plaster, and then it'll be done.
So remember what I said about not having a contractor. Now, I did not get any positive reviews from anybody that I knew had done renovations before that had contractors. Like, everybody everybody say, yo, contractor thief. If you're a contractor, I'm sorry. This is just a reputation you have. But so because I didn't have a contractor, I had to be working with the ceiling guy and the electrician and everybody, and I had to be the point person to communicate with this guy to make sure they all understood what was happening, and that was stressful. But I'm gonna leave all of that for another video because that literally requires like a whole hour for me to sit here and talk to y'all. So cupboards and storage space was a huge thing for me because I am so used to a kitchen where we have to just stuff things in boxes and put to a side or stack things on top of things because we just do have the space. So I didn't want that at all. So my original intention with the kitchen was, as you guys saw, it wasn't super nice, but it was decent. So my original intention was just to build additional cupboards in the spaces that were empty and just use the cupboards that were there already and just like reface them and make them look to the color that I want and make them look modern, change out the handles, and that was that. So we had the carpenter come in to basically size up the additional storage that we wanted to get. So homeboy takes out his tape measure and is just like, yo, these cupboards aren't up to code, basically. So there's like a standard for cupboards, a certain height, depth, all of that they should be for modern cupboards. Turns out our top cupboards did not meet that. They were tiny. They didn't have the depth or the height that is the standard for new cupboards. So he recommended that we change them out in addition to all of the other things that we were adding, which was a bummer because obviously I have to pay for these additional cupboards that you're gonna make, but at the same time, like, the cupboards were tiny and I really wanted optimal space. So, alright, let us redo the top cupboards. So when it came to the layout, I didn't necessarily know how I wanted it in the space. I just knew I wanted it in the space. So I would say definite renovation tip is to know what your must-haves are. So I knew that I definitely wanted certain things in the kitchen, so I went and communicated those things to the carpenter. He was really good. He made recommendations, suggestions, even gave us electrical tips about, you know, you need to have a plug here if you're going to put the microwave there. If you guys are planning on a hood, what type of hood are you doing? Are you doing a long vent hood? Are you doing a short vent hood? So we could put cupboards up top, or he would know to leave that open and put a plug there. So he was really helpful. And it's important to shop around too because he gave us a design and we had someone else come in and they gave us a whole other design and we're like, whoa, that's pretty cool. But we preferred his design, so we ended up going with him. So we did end up keeping the bottom cupboards because he said they were perfectly fine.
So we're going to leave the bottom cupboards. We're just going to refinish them and put on new handles because they're perfectly fine. They have this really nice feature. Well, they're a nice feature to me where the shelves pull out, which I think is really nice. So we're just going to keep those and we're going to keep the bottom ones and just refinish them and paint them the color of the new kitchen. The man that's doing the cupboards left the shelves of the lower cupboards. So this is them. He's supposed to collect them because obviously these need to be painted as well. But we're not there yet because he's running behind schedule and but yeah.
Was the tiles. Now, I knew I was making most of the things new. The kitchen was gonna look new. It was gonna look newly done, and I just thought, you know, these tiles are great, but they ain't new kitchen great. And I was just like, I cannot change out so many things in the cupboards and then have the floor be an eyesore. And then tiling floors when the cupboards are there already would have just been such a experience, and then I would have something. I had to do the tiles. So I shopped around for tiles because I shop around for everything, because if it ain't value for money, you ain't getting my money. So shopped around and we ended up at Creative Building Finishes. We got my girl Kaydian. Listen, we bought so many tiles from Kaydian.
If you are going to Creative,
go to Kaydian. Tell her I sent you. Tell her. Because the cupboards were gray, I didn't want us to get gray tiles because I felt like it would have just been overkill and like super tacky, and I would have lost my mind. So we were thinking about tiles closer to white, but then we're like, wow, white tile in a kitchen? Ooh, the cleanup. So when we went, as I said, Kaydian was super helpful. She laid out a bunch of different options for us, and we're like,
So we were thinking wooden like tiles would look nice, but we don't want it to be too dark because the gray in the cupboards are pretty dark. This is nice. This looks a lot lighter on camera, but it's super dark in real life. Too dark, but I like it. These are too small.
And Kaydian was just like, this is the one. And we're like, okay. And we're like, I'm not sure. She was like, I'm going to lay it out and I'm going to show you. I eat this. And when she laid it out, we're like, I eat this. We're like, yeah man, I eat this. So the kitchen window, it was old, but it was like, But then because we were updating all of the other fixtures in the kitchen, like we just changed it out because we didn't want it to be an eyesore. So we just used one of the, sliding windows. Nothing fancy, just a modern window, so it could tie into the space and not stick out like a sore thumb. So we ended up changing the window just because of that. Now, here's when we move into things that you don't consider, or you do, will impact how your overall kitchen looks, or any renovation space that you just forego, like and how it can impact your budget. Paint. Because we had gray cupboards, we had a off gray brownish type of floor. I wanted the walls to be super light, but like still gray. So I wanted almost white gray. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I wanted. Handles now. Something to note, when you're choosing finishes for your kitchen, they need to match. Well, they maybe don't need to match. It's just nicer looking if it matches. So we had bought the sink before we bought the handles for the cupboards. The sink faucet is nickel. So everything else has to be nickel. Okay? Limited options already. No problem, that ain't no problem. I thought chrome handles would have looked wild on the gray cupboards anyways. I didn't want it. I didn't want statement handles either. I wanted the cupboards to be the statement themselves. They were gray, they were modern, it was nice.
Okay, so I found them in, oh my god, what do you keep on calling this? Nickel, yeah. So that's what they look like. I need them in 2 sizes, for the cupboards as regular pulls and for the drawers to go sideways. In the cupboards they'll go a long way, and on the drawers they'll come like this. So I think I'm gonna get this for the drawers because they're wider, and then this size for the cupboards. So I think we're good.
As I said, these are things that you don't even consider because you're like, wow, the cupboards are up, we're almost done, you basically don't spend. Lies. We ended up buying about 36 handles. One handle, the smallest size, is like $300. And we did not buy the smallest one because of the height of the cupboard. And it was altogether too much money. Like, it was one of those things where we're like, alright, the house is done, renovated, all we need to buy is handles. With what? With what? If you buy a sink, you have to buy the drain separate, you have to buy the faucet separate. Everything sell one piece. So we ended up finding a kitchen sink set from Kohler. I really wanted something from Kohler because the things there are so nice, but they're so expensive. But anyways, they sell this all-in-one kitchen set, and we ended up getting that, and that's what we used to cut a lot of costs and run around trying to buy different pieces of things. The backsplash in the kitchen as well was something that we purchased once like the renovation was winding down, and basically the funds had winded down as well. But we looked at regular tiles for the backsplash because we were trying to cut costs, but they weren't nice. They weren't cute. I mean, they were cute, but I didn't think they would have been cute for the space.
So these are the backsplash options. They look nice. I like this one because it has the marbling effect, but this is gold, so that doesn't match anything in the house. I think this is just too much. Not the color scheme. This is perfect. For sure.
They had just gotten this backsplash. It wasn't there before, and I was just like, oh my god, this is perfect. It was $790 for one tile. Excuse me, ma'am. It was just like, okay, do I buy regular tile and hate my kitchen, or do I bag my belly and buy this tile? You know, don't eat no KFC, no fast food, no junk food for a month, and just say, at least my kitchen will be beautiful. And that's what I did. So we ended up buying this super nice chevron multi-dimensional tile, which I honestly think looked better before it went on the backsplash. But that's a whole other thing to consider, like how grout and all of those things impact how your tiles end up looking. Alright guys, so that is the process of how I renovated my kitchen. It was a super long and stressful process, I cannot lie. Not using a contractor, I don't know if I regret it per se, but it was definitely a learning experience. I wouldn't say I regretted it actually. I feel like I learned so much, and you can't be mad with knowledge, you know what I mean? So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. Ask any question you want. As stupid as you think it sounds, ask it. I will more than willingly answer them. Is that English? I will answer all the questions with any information that I have, because what is knowledge if not shared? Like, I'm a big believer in that. So I really hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. Look out for part 2 where we get to reveal what the kitchen looks like in its final state, and a full tour of my kitchen. Just so y'all know, it's literally just the kitchen. It's not customized. It's not personalized. It doesn't have the ChantayLainey touch yet. It's just a functional kitchen. So yeah, I really hope this video was helpful, and if you're not subscribed already, subscribe now. Especially if you want to subscribe, if you want to see what the final reveal of this kitchen is, y'all. Subscribe. Subscribe. Okay? Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one.